We'll check in with John Roberts, who's traveling with the president. But first, my open. The reason Donald Trump, an outsider, was elected president was because Americans were tired of their interests not being protected. Donald Trump will win again in 2020 for the same reason. And it is one question, and one question alone, that finished them.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
The Democrat clown car, overloaded with mayors, governors, senators, socialists, and a spiritual advisor, continued down its bumpy road to nowhere in its second day of debates. 'Twas a sight to behold. Forget about everything you learned about the Constitution, law and order, the rules, and playing fair and square. In their eyes, the world is an upside-down, backwards, and inside-out place. Hopeful Andrew Yang was out to lunch when a question was put to him.
Yang, your signature policy is to give every adult in the United States $1,000 a month, no questions asked.
That's right.
I think that's like $3.2 trillion a year. How would you do that?
Sorry?
How would you do that?
Oh.
Biden in over his clown shoes when he couldn't distinguish his approval of Obama's deportation of 3 million illegals and the separation of children and families at the border, just like Trump, other than to say Obama did a heck of a job. Sanders, when confronted with his own prior statement that states and not the federal government should make decisions on gun control, says his exact quotes or his words were a mischaracterization of his thinking. Get that? A mischaracterization of his thinking. And Elizabeth Warren wants to kick millions of Americans off private health insurance. She won't even lie and tell you you can keep it. And it was a contest about who could speak the best Spanish. Now, I believe in keeping your heritage alive, including my own Lebanese heritage. But I also believe this is an English-speaking nation, and pandering to Spanish-speaking immigrants was over the top. Even Cory Booker was turned off by Beto O'Rourke's not-too-smooth attempt to pander to illegals. Like Helen of Troy's beauty, Cory Stare launched 1,000 internet memes. Beto wants illegals to start voting right away also. And speaking of Beto, I couldn't help but think of Richard Nixon. This guy needs a new makeup artist so he at least appears close to the living. And that genius, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, said they all look like high school students who didn't do their homework. I agree. But in the end, none of that matters. Just hold on to your pocketbook. They just put a lien on your money, your savings, and your retirement. Everything changed when everyone at that stage raised their hands saying all illegals should be given health care. And by the way, it's not like they haven't already been getting health care in our hospitals and emergency rooms. Remember this?
The reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegally. It's not true.
But this is the picture that caused the clowns to lose their way and the American people. If anyone wants to feel the pain of American people, the ones who elect a president and for whom a president actually works, then feel this. Ordinary Americans are confronted at the end of their lives with no health insurance that covers long-term care, which means when they get out of the hospital, they have to pay for their own care. They are then left out in the cold, where they literally have nowhere to turn. Middle-income Americans who every day choose between food and medications don't want to hear about people coming here illegally without a dime in their pockets being rewarded with health care that they have not even paid for. So Americans have to pay for their own health care and then pay for the health care of illegals and in the end have absolutely no long-term care when they, Americans, are incapable of caring for themselves? Maybe an illegal who got the free health care paid for by that American now in trouble might help. I don't think so. One Democrat actually thinks a spiritual clown might do it.
So, Mr. President, if you're listening, I want you to hear me, please. You have harnessed fear for political purposes, and only love can cast that out. So sir, I have a feeling you know what you're doing. I'm going to harness love for political purposes. I will meet you on that field, and, sir, love will win.
Whoa. On second thought, not only is Trump still in his Lamborghini, all of those in the clown car are in his rear view mirror. And that's my open. Let me know what you think on my Facebook and Twitter. #Judge Jeanine.